Aloha, Mother Fathers. Welcome to another episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast across all different streaming platforms. Audio versions, too, available wherever you find your favorite podcast. Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony Alford with you, as always.
Very excited to be here.
Yeah.
We're under a week until Christmas. I'm not excited about that part.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Christmas and birthdays.
Merry Chrysler.
You want to know the signs of adulthood. Christmas, got to spend money. Your birthday, got to renew your license and spend money.
That happened when we were 18, buddy.
I'm usually reminded.
Well, for most of us. Sorry, Eli.
No. Renew my tags, things like that.
Yeah.
Usually.
Also, sorry, Eli.
Boy,
if you don't, right.
I have so many thoughts on that. You don't even know.
This probably isn't the place to air
I
that
know
out.
this is not
Maybe
the
not
place
the best
at
idea,
all for this. But we have so many thoughts. But adulthood reminds you, hey, the days you're looking for, gotta spend money. But it's the joy, it's the holiday season. Everyone's so excited.
See how he
so
lost
fun.
his voice when he said that? Because he was...
So much fun. Fun and adjustments. I'm excited. Can't wait.
We got a busy few weeks coming up for you guys, too.
We do.
You may think to yourself, the guys, they've been going at it for almost a full year now. They're going to take Christmas and New Year's off. They're not going to do anything.
Nope.
Oh, you couldn't be further from the fucking truth. We've got an awesome couple of weeks lined up after today's episode, too. This will be the last, quote-unquote, normal episode that you're going to see of 2024. We appreciate you guys for riding through since January.
I know.
This year all the way through to the end of the year with us. I think we're probably past 50 episodes at this point. I
think technically this is episode 50.
Yeah.
I think technically. Or 49.
Yeah, one of the...
I don't know if we started on the first Thursday or the second Thursday. I think the second Thursday we started.
Look at it like this. We've been doing this for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Straight through. There have been no breaks. There have been no,
I think you only missed the studio twice.
Yeah.
And that was injury and then your vacation.
Yeah, I was in Hawaii for one episode. We still found a way to do that. And then when I was on my couch because of my back, and I had to use my phone to zoom in to do the show.
he was like, so I don't even remember what we talked about that week.
Down, like, yeah, it sounds like
yeah, so the Y at 6. Sweet moment.
Which is actually ironic because tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to get my knees checked out. I think there could be some issues.
Oh, man.
Some serious stuff going on with those. So we'll see how 2025 starts for me.
2025 might be in a roll. I'm not going to say anything. I hope for the best.
I need the studio to become handicap accessible at that point. If P can install a ramp, that'd be fantastic because I may need one depending on how this knee situation goes. But I thought you said polio system for a second. I got my vaccine. Fuck off. But nevertheless, what we're going to do is something real special for you guys. We're actually involving you guys for one of the shows coming up here. I believe it's going to be in 2 weeks.
Correct, on January 2nd.
Yeah, we're going to have a actual panel show. We're going to be inviting some folks in that are fans of the show, some actual professional wrestlers, too, that are wrestling on the independent scene are going to be joining us here in studio. We're going to get to pick their brains a little bit and figure out more, A, what they've thought of this past year, and B, what they're looking forward to, what they want to see, not only from, obviously, pro wrestling, but from us. Come in 2025.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of those shows. For that show coming up on January 2nd, which we'll talk a little bit more about, but it's going to be exciting. I don't know if any of them will get a solo shot, but no.
Let's be honest. They don't deserve it.
No.
You're the star of this show.
Doesn't matter.
Get the one shot on AA.
It doesn't matter that we're bringing in 2 radio personalities from competing radio stations. It doesn't matter that we're bringing in a professional wrestling champion. It doesn't matter that we're bringing in somebody who personally met Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Doesn't matter. I'm the star.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a goal of 2024, but now we have heel AA in studio.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
He was baby facing for a while, kind of like the New Day.
Let's go.
The third member.
Y'all gonna let me in that locker room. Oh, pause. Pause.
Yeah. Pause like you're a fresh baby puppy. Pause.
Man, listen. You're like, what? How did that?
That was wild.
They
got Miz on TV.
Man, they did.
They got Miz in real life on
TV. They did. What the hell was Rey Mysterio wearing?
I don't know.
What was that?
A shirt.
50 years. Speaking of birthdays, before we go to honorable sweet moment mention right here. Yesterday, or today of this taping, happy birthday, Stone Cold Steve Austin turned 60. Could not believe it.
Wow. Well, and he's also in the best shape of his life right now, too. He's training for that movie role he's not going to get.
Stone Cold's my dog. Okay.
Can you show some range, Steve? What?
Man.
Can you be funny? Can you not be?
Stone Cold is funny.
He's funny, but it's like an aggressive funny.
Well, here's the thing. There are some people who can't play anybody else other than themselves. Like Stone Cold, Steve Austin cannot play anybody else other than Steve Austin.
He's so recognizable that it's like I watched The Condemned, I think, a couple times, and I was like, man, you can't even.
Like, can you have? Oh, we're gonna cast Steve Austin to play Chad, like Chad in The Office.
Like Longest Yard was a stretch.
Yeah, I know.
And even then, it was like okay, he had certain rules. For
Oh man! But congratulations to Steve Austin, former WWE champion, turning 60. And along the range of WWE champions, maybe. Oh, here's what's coming up on the show today. God, that ruined my transition. Let me start over.
You gotta suck his heel AA. I think you should go back. Can we flip flop in one show?
We'll see if we do a double turn by the end of the show.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna do this transition. We're gonna do this over again. Happy birthday to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who turned 60 years old yesterday. He was a former WWE champion. You know who else was a former WWE champion or current, allegedly WWE champion who wore that belt? That's right, the guy in the middle, Kevin Owens, in our BA Sweetie Sweet Moment of the Week.
This is honestly all amazing, fantastic, possible best transitions you've ever done in our show aside. This has been maybe some of Kevin's best work, where Triple H, I'm pretty sure, just told him, you know what? Do whatever the fuck you want. Just be you. I guarantee you that's been the conversation about this. Talking points, you're talking about Cody, you're talking about Randy, whatever. But Kevin, go be Kevin.
Man.
There's a lot of trust with those two, I feel, because Kevin Owens was one of the first Triple H guys. Where he's obviously Universal Champion too, all that stuff. He was essentially the first one after Finn got hurt. But this is one of those things where it's yeah.
So this is exciting stuff here, and we're going to play two pieces of video to really set this up. The first comes from last Saturday. One of the shows we're going to do next week is our war show. Now, we cannot nominate Jesse the Body Ventura because he only did one show. But he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Finally, a heel announcer in one spot. I mean, he didn't really know much about. He knew the situation. He knew when the time was called for. He knew
Cody Rhodes hurt his ankle 2 weeks ago, and that's it.
That's
it. All he fucking knew.
That was it. He was instructed one storyline, and he nailed that storyline.
When I first saw Cody, I thought he was a little prick. Whoa, easy, Jesse.
Take a look at this video from WWE and NBC, and you judge for yourself how that match turned out here.
Is Rhodes going to cheat and use the chair? Cross Rhodes out of the chair! Cody gets rid of the evidence, covered ill by Owens. Hook of the leg. Referee Charles Robinson back up, and Rhodes retains the title. Kevin Owens is going to be frustrated, guys. He tried to use the steel chair, but he didn't use the chair. Who did use it? Rhodes. Call it like it is. The guy who used the chair was Rhodes.
Cable News, Jesse the Body Ventura there on WWE.
What an 80s cut from Jesse. The guy who didn't incorporate the chair in the first place but ended up using it because it was laying there is the guy that should... He said so little, yet said so much.
Man.
Thank you, Jesse.
Man, that was fantastic.
Overall, how'd you feel about Jesse on the show? You said you were pretty happy with it?
That match I was, but before the match,
I don't. So I have a problem with announcers or people that are talking that say things that can easily be broken down by someone else with logic.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Cole literally killed him in 2 seconds when he basically said, Jesse, KO brought the chair in the ring.
He did.
Yeah, but Cody's the one that no shit. Yeah, Cody used it. Cody didn't really even use it. It was just laying there, and he happened to be like, "Oh shit, all right, it's there."
What I do like,
did Cody pick up the chair and hit Kevin Owens, then hit the crossroads? No,
what I do like though, some old school heel announcers. That's really how it used to go down now, right? Well, that's how it used to be though.
So King was like a tweener, I guess, if you want to go back, but like he would like find a way to fuck with JR to where like JR couldn't easily explain things. Like it was. And no, we're obviously talking about two of the best pairing maybe we've ever seen, where they just had that back and forth where King would challenge JR in a lot of stuff without even really. People only heard it was puppies, 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 but they never actually listened to when JR or when King was calling action too.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
I know you're. But I mean, like that's. Take it easy, Deborah. But nevertheless, I mean, like it's. Just one of those things where it was a turnoff for me a little bit. Also, I don't like the 3-announcer thing. I know they're probably going to end up doing that too with a couple of these teams possibly when they do this whole move, but I don't know.
Well, so...
It felt forced. It felt like we're forcing to get this guy in. I liked his role with Joe T, or as I call him now, Low T at the top of the stage. You know, like that was kind of cool. Get the crowd hyped up, whatever. And let the professionals do the announcing.
Well, if I had to grade, per se, I thought his analysis of Liv Morgan was spot on. I also thought his analysis of Dominique was not spot on. But
so he gets a Coach Carter. He gets a C average.
He has a C average.
Yeah, all right.
C average. Immediate problem. We're locking the gym. There'll be no basketball practice nor game for you. Back to the
You know whose fault it was? That cheater, Cody Rhodes.
That cheater, Cody Rhodes. How dare you?
First he used a chair, then he locked me out of the gym.
To
Son of a bitch.
To the baseline.
Don't speak that way, sir.
What's your greatest fear?
Our greatest fear is fear of... I fucking can't.
Man.
That was one of my favorite movies for a long time.
What a movie.
Two of my favorite things, basketball and Samuel L. Jackson.
Knew some damn snakes on that plane.
Get these motherfucking snakes out of this motherfucking gym. Try to play basketball.
I think they would have walked. No, I thought in the main event itself, Jesse did what he was told to do, which was be ultra heel, find logic.
I thought you were going to say ultraviolet. I'm like, what?
That too. No, fine.
It's a glow in the dark.
I know, but find the logic. And he did his job. And remind me that, well, maybe for the exception of Wade Barrett, we have not seen ultra heel commentary on WWE programming in a long, long time. You probably have to go back to JBL. And even JBL when he was. And I'm not talking about 2010s JBL. I'm talking about when he was with Cole on SmackDown way back when.
Like fresh post wrestling god.
Yeah. And even JBL then wasn't all the way heel.
Graves had his moments. Could lead into
those guys have had moments. I think you really would have to go back to, honestly, probably Paul Heyman when he was with JR like 20-some years ago when Lawler left the company. And Paul Heyman, he said it before, he only did it really just to piss off Jim Ross. Creatively, he really just wanted to piss off Jim Ross. Like every point that Jim Ross made as a babyface announcer defending whomever, Paul Heyman just went at JR, just went at him. It was great. Back to this angle, though. So, Triple H reintroduce the, what is it, the Winged
Eagle Championship.
It's
something Cody was been talking about since before he even won it. He wanted to bring it back. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the title. I don't know if I'm just used to I think because they actually changed the design a little bit of the WWE and World Heavyweight title, and they have that like more traditional type to an extent. Like I don't really.
Well, I've always been a fan even when WCW sucked, the big gold belt, to me, that meant world champion. And then David Arquette held it, and that ended that. But for the most part, that meant world. Honestly, my childhood, that meant Triple H holding that freaking championship, to be perfectly honest. But that meant championship.
Did you hear that? That's the ratings starting to go down.
In this very ring.
In front of all the people. And in front of you. When you say something. But it means absolutely nothing.
You're going to go one-on-one.
The Rock did an actual impression of Triple H.
Great.
And that was a segment on Raw.
It was great.
Where he just did that.
Yeah, it was great. Fantastic.
Did really well. Attitude Era, yeah.
So, I'm typically, honestly, I hate angles that involve a non-champion stealing a championship belt away from the actual champion.
Especially in this situation where Kevin literally has no claim to the title at all. He lost the match.
But this is different because technically, that's not Cody's championship belt.
Oh, God.
It's not his belt. So let's play a video for you from yesterday. The Netflix kickoff show that happened at 2 o'clock in the afternoon while you were working and us. And Kevin Owens showed up with that championship belt to the Netflix special. Take a look.
The true rightful WWE Champion doesn't even get invited to this giant press conference. How does that work? How is it that the true WWE Champion has to sneak in, terrible security in this building, by the way, and steal a microphone to be a part of this? I belong here. I am your WWE Champion.
So first off, I'm really confused that you're not doing this in a car out in the parking lot like a bum. But with that,
the microphone wouldn't reach all the way here, okay?
But Kevin, you're being delusional. How on
And
earth?
how dare you call me a bum? I'm dressed to the nines again for you. I have to go. I'm not done talking. You want me to go? Okay, I'll go. I just need to tell you. December 26th, my first show as WWE Champion in Jacksonville.
I did want to say you're delusional because you're not really the champion. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the man who dumped Cody Rhodes on his head after Cody beat him in the main event at Saturday night's main event.
How are those people there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'm afraid to say that
I have the best moveset.
he's really lost.
Can I say somebody was a fan of the 1001 wrestling moves promo that Chris Jericho had in the 90s?
Armbar. Leg lock. No, the I have the best moveset was hilarious because that's a shot at CM Punk. And
That's fantastic.
only nerd he was taking it. Punk was taking a subtle shot at Adam Page, who said he had one of the best movesets, and Kevin Owens is a friend of the Elite and all that stuff. So it's funny, and that also teases a future thing with KO and Punk, which I'm sure we all would love and enjoy to see at some point.
Doesn't sound like to me you're a fan, though, of KO having that belt.
I think he's doing great work. I think you said in this situation you're willing to give it a pass because it's not technically Cody's belt, even though technically Triple H gave it to Cody and said, "This is yours."
Yeah, but it felt like
one night only.
It was one night only. It felt like a prop.
But I think the fact they're using this to play further into the insanity that Kevin Owens is dipped into now, where it's now I'm champion. Cody isn't here. I'm champion. What do you mean?
He promoted the next show.
Yeah.
Hey,
December 26th, first show.
Jacksonville,
Champion.
we'll be there.
It's honestly, it's wild. Yeah, I have a lot of bones to pick with the Netflix thing being at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, also, which is just strange. But nevertheless, I mean, I like that it's playing into the overall story of Kevin, and you can go a lot of different directions with this. But I also didn't expect this Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes thing to go on this long.
Well, you know what? It was something I said on the show probably about a month ago. Cody Rhodes needed a career-defining feud with the championship away from the bloodline. You're getting that, but something's happening here at this stage right now. Kevin Owens is outshining Cody Rhodes in this feud. Still early, still a lot of time for it to play out, and at this point, that's a good thing because KO is really showing out. I mean, KO.
We're worried about him because like, what is he going to do? And they found this niche now where he can kind of do what he's been doing, acting the way he has, and people are really embracing it.
What is KO going to do?
No, I said we didn't know what he was going to do.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
No,
I know
what he's doing now is
I know what KO's going to do.
He's going to get a match against Cody
He's
at
going to
Rumble.
get a match against Cody. He's going to lose.
Maybe.
He at some point, he'll lose the feud. He's going to lose the feud. He's going to go crazy, and then he's going to have a WrestleMania match with Sami Zayn.
I don't know if it's going to be Sami.
Oh, I'm convinced.
You're forgetting somebody in all this.
Who am I forgetting? Randy Orton?
The guy they'd rather book at WrestleMania than Sami Zayn. No offense to Sami. I think KO and Randy is being billed as the WrestleMania match because Rumble will be probably, unless they do something at the Netflix show, which, I mean, he did this here, so who knows? Maybe Cody will show up on Raw. But
unless I'll just throw this out there.
Randy and KO needs to happen.
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't.
And it needs to happen at a big pay-per-view.
I'm talking about the timing. Unless it almost feels... I'm trying to talk the eventual Randy heel turn to Cody into existence. It may not happen.
You think that Randy would come back and just forget about it?
No. I'm not saying he would forget. You're right. This feud has to play out. But now, as far as timing, you might be right where the heel turn probably doesn't happen. It ain't happening before Mania. I'm looking at the calendar. It's only 4.5 months. The timing may not work out.
I almost wonder if that's maybe the plan for next year's WrestleMania.
Or sooner. I mean...
2026.
And we got to consider, too, Randy Orton's schedule, that kind of deal. Like, is he going to be full-time?
Yeah,
he's going to be...
He's taking time for the holidays now, but, I mean, he'll be back. I mean, that's the reason why they took him out, and he was also there every week for, 3, 4, whatever months it was. So, I mean, like, and he wasn't wrestling that much anyway.
Well...
So, it's
the good thing
doable.
about this, though, here, we said this when we started this show back in January. You want stories to talk about during the holidays because it gets tough. You want stories that carries over through the holidays. You got something here. You really do. KO.
I mean, do they do a thing where he possibly finds a way to beat Cody for the title when they have a match again in Elimination Chamber and Cody wins it back? I don't know. One thing that Triple H has been able to do, and we've kind of established that it seems like The Rock will be involved with either Roman or Cody come WrestleMania season, we assume. That seems to be the direction they're going with that. I mean, does Rock and Cody need to have the WWE title in it?
I'm almost debating if you have Rock Cody at all at this WrestleMania. I don't know.
The hard part with all that, too, is I guess we'll find out more in the 6th because now that is official with Roman and Solo.
Yeah.
The Rock's going to be there. So how does that all tie in? Does he help Solo? Does he get involved at all? I mean, who knows? But for Cody, if it's not Rock, that probably means it's going to be Rock and Roman at WrestleMania.
Correct.
Which sounds like a new toy for the kids. Rock and Roman.
Batteries sold separately.
Exactly. Who does Cody face at Mania then?
There's a ton of options. Again, we got to remember.
Do you stretch Kevin until Mania for that?
I don't think so.
Those two are crazy enough to do a Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, though.
Well, again, think about this. We got, these Netflix shows, but I mean, none of them's going to be bigger than the January 6th.
The first one's the biggest one, yeah.
But you have at least one Saturday night main event left before Mania, maybe two, to be perfectly honest.
One per quarter, right? Or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you're going to have that. You got a few more pay-per-views. We have a long way to go before we know. January 6th will tell us a lot in terms of where they want to go with a lot of pieces.
It's so different.
We'll react to it. We'll be back, and
yeah.
we'll react to it all. But we just don't know. we're not going to know until January 6th.
We don't know
exactly the seeds in which they want to go with all this.
Or last year, before Royal Rumble, we pretty much had an idea. I think we talked about this last week a little bit, too, where we knew where everything was going.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we have no
I don't even know who's going to win the Rumble.
Either one.
I have no clue.
Nobody has stepped up where it's
Mhm.
like, you know what, it's that time. No one's had that groundswelling of support either, where we've seen like, oh yeah, it's got to be Cody, or this year it's got to be Bailey, or it's got to be Rhea, or it's got to be anybody. No fucking idea. Absolutely none.
Dominic Mysterio.
This could be the year.
Dominic Mysterio.
This could be the year because there's no clear direction anywhere else. If it's not a nostalgia pull with Cena or Punk or one of those guys. I shouldn't say Punk is nostalgia. He's still a full-time wrestler, but I mean like.
And there are reports now that WWE wants CM Punk in a world title match at Mania. So you have that too.
He's been so good.
He's been phenomenal.
He's a star in his role.
In front of the camera and most importantly behind the camera.
They're inviting him to NXT now every other week, and he's helping the young guys and girls over. Like he's been fantastic as a mentor and stuff too. And like So sometimes you have to hit rock bottom, and when you go work for a company that just has a piece of shit running it, I mean, you just find a way to.
Think that's why. God, we'll play the BA Sweeties thing in a second. That's why the CM Punk Seth Rollins thing is interesting, because Seth Rollins is hitting the notes. He's saying all the right things. Said it again at the Netflix thing that I built this place. I built built the headquarters. Like, where were you? That kind of thing. It's hard to root against CM Punk.
It's hard to root for Seth Rollins with that because you're repeating yourself over and over again. And yes, we know you were here. We appreciate that. Stop shoving it down my throat that you were here.
And maybe that's by design.
Well, they're both teetering back and forth.
When he was in the crowd on Monday, maybe that was by design. I need to see from out here what people see in CM Punk.
Ironically enough, where you belong with the rest of the CM Punk fans. That was a great.
BA Sweeties is fantastic. Holiday season. There's not a better time to lock in your candy.
I was going to sing, but I don't want Double A to start. So I'll make sure I save your eardrums for a little while longer.
Nah, but cannot believe only 6 days out until Christmas, and the holiday season. We just talked to Tom. It is crunch time right now as far as
slammed
locking in. Your favorite candies, locking in sodas, 30 different flavors.
They're also thinking about next year because 75 years next year for BA Sweetie. It's a big accomplishment to be a landmark like that for as long as they've been around, even past just the craziness that is the holiday season that you mentioned, Double A. So, I mean, if there's ever a time to go see what's going on.
And we have this with us every week. You want a Christmas gift?
What up, blood?
You want a Christmas gift? Right here. Right here. And you can pick this up. What's the name of this again? Slothy?
Slothy.
You can pick this up. Pick him up. Or her. Has a hood, too. We have the hood up most times, but we're putting the hood down. You get a ton of these at BA Sweeties. And candy. 6770 Brook Park Road, Cleveland, Ohio. The Interstate 480 Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brook Park Road, and the giant lollipop will be right there.
If you're wondering, yes, I too was creeped out a little bit by Double A touching the sloth as much as he did in that segment. And he's back.
He's back.
Just keep your hands where I can see him.
He's back. In fact, I'm kidding.
My God, is that how you pet animals?
No, it's a...
Like, he had like 2 fingers in me. Like,
Pete, can you play our spot, please?
He's E.T.
Double A Anthony Alfred here for Sweeties, a family destination satisfying sweet tooths in Northeast Ohio on Brook Park Road for over 74 years. The largest candy store in North America with 40,000 square feet stacked to the rafters with over $5 million in inventory. Come down to Sweeties today on Brook Park Road at Ridge. Just look for the giant lollipops.
Action.
The largest candy store in North America, as Kyle mentioned, going on 75 years. And B.A. Sweeties, we've been teamed up now for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride. Of course, we did the Halloween show, but time flies. Now we're in Christmas season. You need your candy for Christmas. And guess what? You need it also for New Year's. You got all the stuff going on. You want to ring in 2025. B.A. Sweeties is the place to be.
It is.
Cannot wait for it. And I know snow is hitting the ground, but before you know it, mini golf will be back. Before you know it, 36 holes, 2 different levels as far as courses, so it fits for the entire family. B.A. Sweeties. Again, the address, 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, Ohio. Interstate 480. Take the Ridge Road exit, make a left on Brook Park Road, and you will not miss the giant lollipop on the left side of the road. Just pull right in. Get your sweet candy from B.A. Sweeties.
Best part about the putt-putt courses, for AA at least, no height requirements, so we can play either one.
And be freaking great at it. Legendary. What was your overall thoughts Saturday night's main event?
I know it's unpopular right now to say it was a glorified house show, but it was legitimately a glorified house show with one actual important thing that happened on it. Maybe besides Kevin Owens and the continuation of this best run maybe he's had almost ever in WWE. But, I mean, Chelsea Green winning the U.S. Women's Championship was the one major highlight for me.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea in particular in a second.
Yeah, and the way they had her win it to the people she beats on the way to win it is kind of telling, and how she did it clean is unbelievable. But other than that, I mean, they had said something, I think, was it Cole, I believe, or maybe Graves mentioned it on commentary, that only 2 titles have changed hands ever in Saturday Night Main Event history. And it had been years and years and years and years and years since we last saw one. Kind of put you in the corner on that one, too. Also, it being snap dab in the middle between, Survivor Series and Royal Rumble, when we're starting to build stories now. I don't like the title matches for it. I mean, I got setting the stage, hey, it's the first one back, that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I mean, this struck me more as a let's have fun night. Let's do this could have been a Rollins and Punk thing. This could have been, if you were going to throw that on a special, so to speak, as opposed to giving up title matches and all that stuff. I don't know.
Well, I think almost the opposite here. First of all, just this picture alone, if you're an animal rights person, it's probably not the show for you.
No, PETA fucking hates us now. Thanks, AA. Just building a list of people that want to cancel this show. It's fantastic.
I'm not the one wearing a dead snake on the show.
Look at that boa.
Look at.
And fucking Pat McAfee's feeling it. Like, oh yeah.
He didn't even know what it was.
That was nice to see him show up.
That was cool.
Good to see Pat quit his day job for a day to come over and do this.
Had a week off from game day.
Yeah, are they done now with that, or is he still doing
he's back next week. Well,
Jesus.
this weekend.
Okay.
And
then he's back doing Raw.
Right.
January 6th.
They'll be, when Ohio State gets knocked out of the college football playoff. Anywho.
I am a lover.
How did the world of the Tennessee fans get all of our resale tickets? Anywho, don't think I haven't noticed. Anyway, I think this show, on the good side of things, a lot of stories did progress, even though some didn't. But I think Cody and KO, you got a satisfactory conclusion. The match was great too. So you have something there. Chelsea winning the U.S. title. Congrats to her.
You know what it was? It was the lack of, I'm pretty sure there was nothing bloodline related on this show.
Well, I was going to bring that up. I was like,
that maybe is one of the reasons why.
Well, think about it. So Survivor Series was pretty much bloodline centric, right? There were other matches, but the main event, War Games, was built bloodline combat. And then purposely, the bloodlines, Roman has been on television. The bloodline story has taken a bit of a backseat. It's going to, reach new heights again on January 6th. But I felt it was a necessary break from the bloodline. Having Cody and KO be the center focus of this show. The Damian Priest, that match going on. The never-ending story of Liv and Rhea, which is fine.
We get more Finn and Damian now, too. Hope you're ready for that.
True. Yeah, true. I think what might have tripped things up a little bit, it's on network television, which means there are commercials. So you don't have uninterrupted championship matches.
Were there commercials on Peacock?
I didn't.
Because I watched on YouTube TV on NBC.
I'm not sure about Peacock.
I use the commercials to get stuff done around.
I haven't heard that it was commercial free. I'm pretty sure it was the same broadcast.
Interesting.
Again, got to sell your sponsors.
But
and
I
all
have Peacock Premium. You think I'd be able to navigate around all that bullshit?
No. That's the evil truth about streaming that everybody is figuring out about entertainment. Just because you are paying for premium content on your streamer doesn't mean you could avoid commercials. Just ask all the Red Zone fans who saw commercials during 7 hours of commercial-free football this past week.
I can't help but wonder if you're speaking from personal experience, Double A.
I'm just saying. We're talking Netflix. People are. Do you expect when Raw's on Netflix? Do you expect commercials?
I expect ads.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as lengthy as commercial breaks.
There's going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, how the hell are they going to have ads? Like, this is on Netflix. We're already paying this amount of money, and we still got to watch ads. Yeah. It's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not supporting ads. So, back to NBC and Saturday Night's Main Event, I do think because we are not used to having just straight championship matches and blow-off feuds, the pacing was different. Way different from a normal pay-per-view or even a Raw or a SmackDown where you are accustomed to promos and then a match.
That's what I think I was missing a little bit of, too. There wasn't a lot of... You mentioned, story progression in a few of the things, and obviously a big title crowning, so to speak. But, I was missing that kind of, gap where, okay, we can have a promo here, or someone could talk here.
There was no backstage.
No.
There was no...
It would have been nice to have some of those to break up a little bit of the action. It was just straight up. It kind of felt like I was watching AEW.
The only thing we got was this.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they only appeared, twice on the show, so it almost felt like a wasted night for Jill Tessitore. But we only got this twice.
Oh, don't worry. Low T gets high in other places.
The other thing, my one complaint I do have for the show, I wish that Cody injury angle played out on television. I understand they're trying to push KO's doing things on, exclusives on social media and whatnot. But, man, can you imagine the heat coming out of that show if you played that angle out on television? Forcing Cody to get on the lasting image of Cody Rhodes, WWE Champion, leaving out on a stretcher because of KO. I think that's more effective to show that on television.
Yeah, because that was after they went off the air, right?
Yeah, that was on social media.
Fucking NXT's doing that now, too, where they have, they have to cut out and then...
Yeah,
They do a thing with, I guess, Shawn Michaels getting pushed, and then apparently now there's rumors that Triple H is going to come out of retirement or have his retirement match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. That's a thing, or... I
don't know. I know how... Listen.
He did say he's fine. He said in an interview his heart's good. So, I mean, whatever.
We know how important social media is and how important the digital space is. Believe me, we know doing this show here on YouTube and social media. But with that being said, there are certain things that do belong on television that needs to play out on TV. I mean, can you imagine when Hulk Hogan turned on the turned on WCW and formed the NWO? The promo that he cut with Mean Gene. Can you imagine if that happened today? That wasn't aired on pay-per-view, that aired on social media? It would have nowhere near the same impact.
It's also different times, too.
I know. I'm throwing something out there. It wouldn't have nearly the same impact.
Well, now every time they have a clip, they always, 100 million views on social media. So I don't know.
That's their thing. Now, I understand the business. I don't know if it should be a 100% go-to now for major angles.
I think being able to kind of mix and match, but at the same point, especially in a show where it felt which is not a problem all the time, match heavy, but like having that story after the match, I get that. Like not just for social media. The Triple H thing could have been the social media clip.
Correct. Yes.
But Kevin Owens injuring and package pile driving Cody Rhodes in a situation that almost looked worse than Randy's. I mean, that probably should have made it to the stream or made it to, NBC. So I don't know.
They had to get to SNL, the rerun.
Yeah, the rerun.
They had to get to it.
Rigger.
So, real quick, something interesting happened when he was stretchered out.
Last year they got behind Cody Rhodes. This year they get in front.
You deserve it.
That's more of why I think that it's very possible they find a way, especially with if this Rock Cody thing isn't going to happen and they are going to lean into Rock and Roman, they got a little more leeway with the WWE title. They can have a change here and have Cody chasing again for 41 with Kevin Owens. I mean, they could do that. They could find a way to incorporate Randy into there. I mean, there's a way to do this if that's not the direction you're going. Because Rock and Cody for the title
gives KO his. I mean, he's already main event at WrestleMania. Gives him a legit.
They wouldn't. If The Rock is not involved with Cody Rhodes, he will not main event this year. I'm
sorry. Say that one more time.
If The Rock and Cody Rhodes are not in a match, Cody Rhodes will not main event WrestleMania this year. Night one will be whatever match CM Punk is in for the title, probably, or John Cena, one of the two. Night two will be Rock and Roman. This will not be a main event. Cody Rhodes' title defense. Who else is out there that's main event worthy if it's not Roman or Rock? That's the problem they've booked themselves into, is that match, not night two main event WrestleMania match.
No.
The only person that could move that needle and be worthy of that match right now is Randy Orton. And even then, that screams more night one main event to me.
That Randy Orton, with all due respect,
night one.
That's the ceiling is night one.
Yes.
Main event.
There's no one else. There's no one else Cody could face right now besides Rock or Roman that deserves the main event of WrestleMania night two.
And again.
And even Roman, it's happened twice already. They're not going to do it 3 straight times.
No.
It's got to be Rock. And if it's not Rock, Cody's not in the main event. He's opening the show on night two. Sorry.
No,
that's
no. You don't need to apologize.
Well, there's nobody else. Who else is in that spot that makes sense to go over those two other guys?
Well, the bigger question, though, to your point, what's going to be the hottest story? And Cody may not be in the hottest story. Again, if it is CM Punk, that might be his story with Seth Rollins. CM Punk, John Cena, if you wanted to go that route. I mean, we're talking about hottest story. Let's just say for, that John Cena wins the Royal Rumble.
We may have a thing.
Or John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we may have a thing on NCAA where, if it's not one of the guys like Orton, Cena, those kind of guys, there's no one else that makes sense for Cody. We could have 2 main events that aren't title matches.
That's very true.
It could be Seth and Punk and a fucking, because, he loves doing cage matches now in a cage or hell, whatever it is. And it could be Rock and Roman. I don't know.
Until you said it just a second ago, like I've had in my mind, there's no way, like Cody Rhodes is main eventing a WrestleMania night.
He did it twice in a row already.
How
many times? Like, not everyone's Roman. Not everyone main events 8 or 9 WrestleManias. Cody doing 2, period, is a lot.
It's a major accomplishment.
Yeah.
CM Punk's never done it. The whole point of the feud right now with him and Rollins, hey, Seth Rollins has main evented WrestleMania a couple times. You didn't. You haven't.
That's
CM
all
Punk
I'm saying,
might main
man.
event or die trying on television. He might die trying.
I almost wonder if all this. I have a weird suspicion that because of where Cody's at right now, I don't know if he's going to have the title past Royal Rumble. And something is telling me about Roman. Because I think they may want to get Punk and Roman in a match. And that's where they can play into the story.
They mentioned the favor on the Netflix briefly.
Yeah.
Briefly.
They keep referencing
setting up Roman as solo.
I have to imagine that involves a championship at some point.
Why else?
What
other favor would warrant CM Punk going into a War Games match with the Bloodline?
Maybe because he knows it could be a main event, so they could have. I've heard Punk Roman for Paul Heyman, but that doesn't really feel like a favor. It feels more like, okay, Paul got baited into it.
They can, yeah.
So I don't know.
Those stakes are not high enough.
It feels like it's a setup for a championship, and it could honestly that could be a thing that happens past WrestleMania. I don't know. But
I'll throw this out there at you. If one night it is Punk and Roman, and the other night is Cody and Rock, if they do decide to go back to the Rock Cody angle,
that could work.
And then the favor Roman and Punk, maybe. I'm just throwing it out there as suitable WrestleMania main events. But again, we do have to factor in who's winning the Rumble. Who, in my scenario, if Dominic Mysterio wins the Rumble, he's not main eventing. It's okay. But I'm just saying, if it's John Cena winning the Royal Rumble or John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber.
I'm still just, I know it's not pertaining to Cody here, but I don't, and honestly, Domino, if that could, I don't like wasting Punk and Rollins on Netflix on January 6th. I don't like that. Like, that is
I do because of what they want to accomplish. I just don't, because of what they want to accomplish.
Cody and Roman.
I mean, you already got Roman and Solo.
I know. That's what I'm talking. Like, there's already so many implications on that. It kind of feels like this is a throwaway. Because are we getting the end of the feud at Netflix? No.
No, absolutely not.
And I don't like the whole, unless it's gonna be a screwy finish. No one's gonna go over in that match, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like it's rushed. It feels like it's not where it needs to be, at least in my mind.
It's a weird thing because on one hand, this has been building for years, and in the WWE world itself, it's been building for over a year. But at the same time, the restart is only 2 weeks old. So I'm not saying you're wrong, because if you're just accounting for the restart of this feud, they just turned the car back on.
I just feel weird. I don't know what it is, man. I just feel weird about it. But
again, you said last week that they shouldn't fight until WrestleMania. Now, if they would have kind of met in the middle and say Royal Rumble, maybe, right?
I think I like that, like having a confrontation.
Because you would have had, by that point, let's see, February 1st, by that point, that's 8 weeks worth of story.
Well, and you could have gotten to the point where, hey, they're in the Final Four in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
It's Seth and it's CM Punk and two other guys.
Correct.
They eliminate each other.
Correct.
They both, okay, that adds to the story,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then maybe they both get in the Elimination Chamber. That adds to the story.
But January 6th, in calendar terms, is only 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And as far as like face-off time, to be perfectly honest, this Netflix thing they did yesterday will probably be the last time they face off.
Yeah, because they're taping shows and they're in
front of people.
Man, I don't know.
There's a lot
but
at stake.
It affects Cody too, because at the end of the day, what his direction is now, I have no clue. I mean, how long does this Kevin Owens thing last? Does it end at Royal Rumble?
Admit,
I mean, I don't know.
This KO thing has lasted a lot longer than I expected to.
Blessing and a curse.
This is good stuff.
This is good shit, brother.
It is. But you do wonder, all right, what did Triple H have planned back in August compared to what he has planned now? He sees the reactions. Maybe you do make the adjustments. WWE has a good problem. This is not like 2018, 2019. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you're able to forecast your WrestleMania main event months out.
It's nice to know a direction.
But it has to be compelling, right?
It's nice to know a direction and can kind of tell. I don't want to know what's going to happen, but it's nice to kind of be like, oh, I see what they're okay. This pieces. I think the past couple of years, it's been such a long term, like we know what's coming, that this time they wanted to add a little bit of mystery and a little bit of like, hey, I mean, The Rock's shown up once in the past 7 months. Is he really going to be around? Is he going to be at WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
Meltzer report on it. Say he's not going to be there. I feel like they're trying to
leak.
feed some shit, essentially, and kind of keep us guessing, which, you know what? In the moment, it's frustrating. But once we actually know what's happening, come, March, whatever it is, when we know for sure the card for WrestleMania, I'll feel better, I'm sure.
We feel great about this. Chelsea Green, first ever.
She forgot half her pants. When she came out with that fucking uniform,
You knew?
I fucking died. I was dying. She had the pictures. In case you're wondering, Pete, too, if you're looking at the picture of herself, that's all the stuff on her trunks or whatever it is on her pants and everything. That's her picture of her head all over her uniform.
Amazing.
She came out with a hat that had the fucking, like, it was hanging pictures of her, the same ones. It was hilarious. Like, that was.
I have to wonder something.
Zack Ryder's never been more proud.
Pete, let me go over somebody. If you watch our show, you know long enough that, Pete somehow, some way tolerates us every week. I don't know how.
Yeah. I had a shotgun in my mouth last week. It was crazy.
And
Proceed.
Pete's intrigued with the stories, but you're not going to find Pete watching professional wrestling. Do you, at times, do you feel like sometimes the stories we present are freaking ridiculous?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, but that's all right. I mean, it's entertaining, and that's, I think, one of the things, how I tolerate you, as you said, every week, is that the stories are interesting, and the way you guys kind of cover them is really interesting.
Hey, spit on your hand the next time you want to jerk me off on there.
Plus, I really appreciate
Stroke.
Kyle.
Stroke. Fucking Billy Squire behind the fucking camera over here. Stroke me.
Thank you, Pete.
You know what?
Pete, our executive producer.
Fun fact, I didn't know that was the actual lyrics until about a year ago. That was wild. I was like, wow, people were fucking dirty in the 70s.
Man.
What, good God.
Oh, my goodness.
Every song is about sex.
Oh, it's all about sex and drugs.
Yeah.
And like people like in their like 50s, 60s, 70s get mad at rap and hip hop. Oh, you fucking ruined music. You guys are talking about this shit before they did.
Everyone was talking
They were
about
just, I was going to say they were more subtle about it, but stroke is
No,
not
come
subtle at
on.
all.
Stroke me.
I said that's not subtle at all.
Fuck me, dude.
I had a teacher once go on a whole thing about rap music and today's rap music. I'm like, you came into class one day singing Juicy Fruit. My 8th grade teacher, you came in here. Like, tell me what Juicy Fruit was about.
Different wardrobe, different beat, same premise. There you go. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
The absolute right call.
Oh, yeah.
The absolute right call for her to win this championship. If they would have went with Bayley, fine. But I think this was the absolute right call.
They did the opposite. They had her pin Bayley clean.
I know.
No interference. The finish where she flipped over and did the Christian WWE finisher, essentially. Except she jumps into it. Like, fantastic. I think it's
Unprettier, I believe. I think that's the
Unpretty Her is what they call it now. Yeah.
Yes.
Little twist there on that. But, like, this is one of the things that we brought up, and even I said a couple times too recently, is that she's actually a really good wrestler.
I know.
But she's been saddled in this comedy gimmick. But now you're starting to see little bright spots of like, oh shit, she can actually. I imagine maybe she'll do an open challenge type thing too, whatever it is. Maybe she'll lean more into being the Karen. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy that she's getting recognition, and this gives importance, like we talked about before, to a lot of the mid card for women that we know maybe aren't necessarily in the world title picture or are going to be there like immediately, but there's a big chunk of these talented girls that just don't have an opportunity to even be on the show because what are we doing with this, with that? And the guys have had this for so long, these mid-card titles, to be able to kind of launch you up and really build you into that main event level talent. And it's sink or swim when you're this kind of champion now. But, I mean, she's getting the opportunity, and so many other girls are going to be too.
How do you tell somebody?
You love them? I just called to say I love you.
How do you tell somebody,
Bye.
hey, show out at Money in the Bank, have like the best spot out of anybody from Money in the Bank, and then hang in there and tell them to hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. Like the spot that she was doing at Money in the Bank, that big fall, that was, how long ago was Money in the Bank? Like 6 months ago?
June, July, something like
Yeah.
that.
So how do you tell somebody, hang in there, like your time is coming?
You do. Well,
and then like you got.
She is getting paid pretty handsomely to do this too, so it's not the.
Look, I get all that. I'm not saying it. The way I just made it sound, it was like, oh, that's not important. That's very important. But as far as motivation to get to that next level, having this tournament, like, she has been rewarded for all of the work that she has done, not just, in the comedy row. I mean, Kurt Angle way back when. Kurt Angle, when he's called upon to act in a comedy row and then, like, still go in the ring. Now, I hope that Chelsea Green remembers all the stuff that she's doing in the ring, unlike Kurt Angle. But
Kurt Angle?
Yeah, boy. I will admit, though, he was putting on wrestling clinics.
He doesn't remember anything from TNA, but he did really well.
Woo! Man, this dude was doing moonsaults.
I wrestled with a broken freaking neck, Kurt. That was 25 years ago.
Dude, he did it every night.
I don't give a fuck.
Man, you want to talk about somebody we would be frustrated with today? If he was but at least his matches made sense. At least his matches, there was storytelling, there was actual
He was also
progression.
Kurt Angle's better than anybody in the AEW locker room. I'm sorry, he naturally got it, and the psychology of everything. Too.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
people, we joke about the moonsault thing. The different when you watch a Kurt Angle match, it makes sense. Yes. It flows. There's a story. He's not doing flips just to do it. It makes sense. We got to move, but Chelsea Green. United States champion.
Excited to see who the IC title is going to be bestowed upon.
As soon as I remember off the top of my head who's in the tournament.
So Dakota Kai is the favorite.
Yeah. Dakota's, yeah.
Zoe Stark's in there. She won her match. There's a couple other, I think.
Stark has...
Lyra Valkyria's in there.
Stark, she's improving.
Yeah.
Stark's improving. Now, as far as connected with the audience, she was like all the way down there.
Did you see the?
But she's improving.
She on TikTok, I guess Maxine Dupree was doing a thing where she did a makeover with her.
I saw it.
Zoe Stark. I'm not mad at it.
There's some,
she was, but I'm not.
Yeah, there's some stuff there.
I was feeling a bit cheeky that morning, and I'm not from England. Pip pip de doodly doo. What's next?
Should be great. All right, coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I forgot to switch this out.
Oh, eat a fucking dick. Eat an actual full penis.
I forgot to switch this out. I'm sorry.
You're a son of a bitch. I swear to God. We're doing just fine, by the way. Addition by subtraction.
I'm sorry.
All right?
I forgot to switch this out.
We missed out on the $765 million guy, so we signed 5 other people. We're doing fine. And we still found out to pay less than that, which is unbelievable. Like, significantly less.
The top headline is what's coming up later in the show.
He will not be in our nominee list. We can talk about that for a second.
New Day.
And Pink Mysterio.
New locker room. And Pink Rey Mysterio. Coming up. Rapid Fire is coming up as well.
It's going to be so quick, you may not even see it.
Man. But you will see our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, do you know where everything is here in the store?
No.
Okay.
In a general idea, I do, but I can't tell you how many times my office is on the floor of the store,
right?
And my door is always open. All our managers' doors are always open if they're there. So if any customer has a question or whatever, if they can't find an employee, stock guy or whatever on the floor, they can just, hey, where's this at? So I can't tell you how many times a customer would come in and say, can you tell me where sugar-free candy is? And I'll say 12N. No, I say no, 12S.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And it says it's right down. Go down this way because you're in aisle 7 now. 5 more aisles or whatever. And then I'll think about it after they leave, and I'm like, oh man, I told them the wrong aisle. It's aisle 13.
What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, hey, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I've said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. it's not about just, I mean, saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible, you know, I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but you know, there's not just insurance laying around. So like there's just like, it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not, I mean, it can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and understand and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do. And that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I mean, I know you said the joke, hey, we lock the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right.
Mike from State Farm.
I hope we
entertains
got
us
that.
every time.
I hope we got that. That's great. Who the fuck didn't? 4.8.
Yeah, so that commercial we just played, we'll say it. Hell, 4.9 out of 5 stars.
On Google.
So who's that 0.1?
Yeah.
Screw you. Nah, I'm kidding.
Who gave him a 4.8 out of 5 instead of a 4.9
What are you
out
doing?
of 5? What the hell?
What are you doing?
You're fucking up the average.
Unbelievable. Oh, you can't have a 5-star average just because.
That's like when you were in high school and you had like a 3.95. You're like, motherfucker, give me a 4. Like, we're right there. Oh, you got a 97, not 100 on that test. You can eat my ass. All right. Like,
you got an A minus.
A minus.
On like one assignment. That was it.
I almost called my teacher the C word.
Man.
Crazy.
Listen.
You crazy.
Crazy. Unbelievable.
Sorry, crazy with a K.
Wait till I go into that progress book. Just wait till I find the password to the progress book.
My son's grades are between 0 and 3.
Excuse what?
He's a private school kid, so it's graded a little differently.
Can you explain how this goes?
Well, so 0 is you're probably dumb and shouldn't go to class.
Okay. Okay.
1 is like needs work. 2 is like you're doing good. 3 is like you need to be like a grade higher. Get out of here. So he's between like 2 and 3 on
it
most
only
of his
goes
stuff,
up to a 3?
Yeah. For now. I imagine at some point there'll be letter grades, but for now it's just
You know who else is a 3? Come on, this is a layup.
Kyle in Cleveland.
Guy's a 1.5.
Self-burn!
Mike from State Farm's a that doesn't
doing
even sound right. That doesn't even sound right. Mike from State Farm's a 3.
out of 3. Fuck you, Google.
10 out of 10. 5 stars.
There you go.
Or a 3. (216-932-6900) so I can contact Mike from State Farm.
The amount of frustration that just spilled onto Double A's face.
Unbelievable.
Fucking numbers and the stars and the...
Wait till we break down Common Core math.
I'd rather not. Double A is a boy in STEM.
Listen, the STEM program. There's some value in the STEM program.
Fill
okay?
in your bubble.
Listen, okay.
C. Pick C. It's right 70% of the time.
Look, man, do not disrespect the STEM program.
I love watching Double A stumble off the set like he had 14 Heinekens at the local bar across the street. Good God. Yeah, hug that knee. All right.
Oh, man, listen. The program you need to sign up for is the one with Mike from State Farm.
Yeah.
We're in the holiday season, of course, and with, crazy weather, crazy shoppers who don't know how to drive on the road. Things can happen. If you're not protected, you'll be getting a 0 in your insurance policy.
Hey, don't get a 0 in life.
Yeah.
Give Mike a call. Look at the website. My favorite agent. You want to inappropriately touch the sloth again? There you go. Fantastic. My favorite agent. FABERT agent.com. And again, the phone number on there, 216-932-6900. Of course, for our audio listeners as well.
Of course.
So you guys can have that.
And again, what's cool about Mike from State Farm, if this is your first time listening to us on the show or watching us on the show, Mike from State Farm, not only a State Farm agent that's going to take care of you here locally, Cleveland Heights, same building as Starbucks, Mayfield Road, Lee Boulevard. He is also a professional wrestler in training. Wait a minute. Take that training part off. Because Exodus Pro Wrestling just came out with this week.
I'm kind of mad they didn't take the singlet picture. But
I'm glad they did not do that.
But that's fine. We can't win at everything in life, okay?
Oh man, you can see on the Twitter what the story is going in, but the fact is, our official State Farm agent on this show, Exodus Pro Wrestling State Farm agent, since day one, is going to the ring and is going to wrestle at Begin Again on January 18th, right here in Cleveland.
Excited.
Unreal stuff.
Best of luck, Mike. Brandon Beretta is tough.
Strictly business. When you look at this picture, first off, you see a guy you could trust with your insurance. I don't know if you see a guy who is overly confident about this match. I don't know. We'll find out. Again, we're working on getting both of them here in studio next month.
Yeah, so Mike has confirmed he will show up. So now we are waiting on Strictly Business, who obviously takes his schedule very serious. We will find out closer to the date when we can see if we can get him to give us some of his time, his very valuable time.
It is. He might blow us off for training.
You never know.
He really might.
He may bring dumbbells into the studio and be working out, trying to multitask.
He's going to go right over there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Mike from State Farm. Of course, check him out. Of course, in Exodus Pro Wrestling. And you see the date there, too, January 18th, 2025. Only what, 4 weeks from now?
About a month.
Not far from now. Megan Gallagher from Omega Video Marketing. She put our video together. You've been seeing it on social media. I put it on the Instagram and LinkedIn. Put it on LinkedIn. A lot of professional.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I mixed up Instagram with LinkedIn.
Wait. Does the show have a LinkedIn account?
Our show does not. Okay. No, it does not. It was my own personal LinkedIn.
I was gonna lose my mind. I'm like, listen, I don't know where this stops. I don't know if you guys have been able to tell, but every once in a while, we don't necessarily act the most professional.
Can you imagine the
Side Hustle Podcast LinkedIn page?
The bio. What will be the bio for the Side Hustle Podcast?
I don't know, but it's going to be one of those douchey ones where it's like 4 words with periods in between. Like, wrestling, fans, bitch.
You go out. You go on LinkedIn.
Suck it.
You go on LinkedIn. You see the notifications, and then my network. What's next? And you see our picture, Side Hustle Podcast, and underneath marketing. What are you doing? Oh boy!
Actually, it should just be the one-word catchphrase of like everybody. Yeah. What?
That'll be the experience part. Job history.
Did you work before? Yeah. Where? What?
What university? 2001 through 2008.
Did you go to college? Yeah.
Yeah. Omega Video Marketing is going to hook you up. If you have a small business, if you're a digital content creator, get in touch with Meg. Megan's going to take good care of you, and most importantly, take good care of your business and get the word out to the eyes and the ears of the people that your business and your content needs to get to.
Exactly right.
And we'll do that. And again, bottom of the screen, you see her email. Let's see if I remember off the top of my head. MeganRG440@gmail.com.
She hates the email, but I feel like that's pretty apropos.
Under no circumstances we were giving out her phone number. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was not happening.
Probably not the best idea.
No. We got to make this quick because we got to wrap here a little bit. New day, new locker room. I just want to take 20 seconds of this segment to ask, what is Rey Mysterio wearing? Now, I have nothing against pink.
Looked like he took a bath in a Pepto-Bismol cauldron. And not the cherry kind, like the bland basic one that you're like, yeah, it tastes like chalk.
I want Kevin Nash to pick his little ass up and throw him to that semi again at Disney World.
Lawn dart.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I mean, but I do like how like the leaders of the locker room were like, yeah, you guys kind of fucked up. We're building towards you coming back. I am fully convinced that he is close to some sort of return, maybe even at the Rumble.
Maybe. I do like, though, New Day has yet to say their piece.
They haven't.
They have yet to say their piece.
They talked that night, but now it's been more like what they're acting surprised and they're healing with a bunch of people. Like, we told the truth. Yeah, they haven't really
even how they dress. Like, there's little details that you kind of pick up. Even look at how they're dressing.
Not like assholes anymore.
No, like
they're dressing nice.
They're dressing nice.
Like their mom decided to dress them correct this morning.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Not wearing tie-dye and cut-off shirts. You're a grown man. I don't need to see your belly button.
You pick up a girl one time. You go to the prom.
I thought you were going the other direction with Xavier Woods. I was like, he picked up a girl a couple times.
He did. He built some confidence. He forgot about it. He kind of lost himself. Now I'm thinking about it. He lost himself.
Yeah,
maybe you should go out. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you should go out and say, yeah, that was me on the tape. That was me on the tape.
Don't
you
wish it was rated R like your boy.
Yeah, and you wish that was you. Maybe you should say that.
He was, a fan of the anti-divas too,
Understandably.
Yeah.
Rapid fire is so rapid, you'll miss it. All right.
Wow. That was quick. Well, because we were talking about other shit.
All kidding aside, I think we did rapid fire during the sweet moment of the week.
We did. We kind of knocked out a lot.
We did a ton.
So we talked obviously about in a couple weeks we're going to be having our panel. First show of 2025 will involve you, having some folks in here that are, people that enjoy the show, that are wrestling fans. Either they're in the business currently, or they're even in media, or they're even just a fan that's hanging out on the side of the road. Not talking about you, Rob, but maybe I am. Nevertheless, the show before that, next week, we're doing our official Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast award show.
Yeah, this is pretty exciting stuff. It's, when we do the show every week, we watch wrestling every week, and you watch, obviously, every week. It's like, holy smokes, like kind of getting things nailed down and figuring out who's doing. You know who else is doing end of the year award show? NXT. I was going to actually use their graphic, but ran out of time. Decided not to use it.
There may be a couple NXT stars that make the lists for some of these awards.
True. So we're going to take, before we end the show today, we're going to take a few moments here to announce the nominees.
Yes. For
next week's award show, the year-end 2024 awards. And we take these awards very seriously. It's as if our job and credibility depends on it. But no, and listen.
Whoever gets the most 5 stars doesn't make the list.
Damn. Listen, there was a few things we cut out, and quite honestly, we're not here to award the best general manager of the year.
No.
We're not here to do Nick Aldis. We're not here to do.
I don't know. Ava's been doing pretty good.
You know what? Adam Pearce has been holding it up his.
Adam Pearce can't get shit together.
Adam Pearce,
they're both losing it.
Listen, that dude. Adam Pearce be looking like he's about to.
Yeah. Nevertheless, 6 awards, guys, and I had 5 originally. Double A added one more in, so we have 6 total awards we'll be giving out next week.
So let's get to it. You see up here on the list for our television viewers. This is the male wrestler of the year. But, Kyle, for our audio listeners, you want to announce who's been nominated.
So the 5 nominees for male wrestler of the year are Cody Rhodes, current WWE Undisputed Champion. Will Ostrich. Ospreay for you non-Jim Cornette fans. He is doing something over on AEW TV. I don't know. He's having 6-star matches on the mid-card. Will Ospreay.
He's the only one capable of having a 6-star match on WWE Speed.
There you go, yeah. Bryan Danielson, who was champion for the first time in forever on AEW for a little while this year, and then lost, potentially broke his neck, and now maybe done. Gunther, current World Heavyweight Champion for WWE, and the number 1 merchandise seller in WWE currently, main event, Jey Uso.
we move on to the female wrestler of the year nominees.
With a surprise maybe in the list, reaching the bottom, but she is a first. So, and she's had a pretty good year altogether. When you talk about the building of the character and what she's gotten to, and what it's bore fruit now of being a champion.
Very, very true. So Toni Storm,
first on the list.
Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Chelsea Green. And this is going to be interesting. This will be interesting. I don't think this is as wide open, perhaps, as the male wrestler of the year. Maybe. I haven't really done a deep dive yet.
Can I tell you right now? I have no idea who's winning any of these awards.
Look, you know what? I'll put you this way. I think I know who I'm not voting for out of these nominees.
Yeah, it's just because we can kind of open this up. Nia's probably not winning this, but the year she had, Queen of the Ring, Women's Champion. I mean, you kind of have to acknowledge that.
We'll make this quick. So part of what we're going to look at, obviously, is everything. Duh. We're going to look at what they accomplished. We're going to look at the it factor. We're going to look at, what they have done from a storyline standpoint, quality of matches, things like that. How much did all of our nominees enhance the overall product?
Yes.
That's going to be the number one thing we look at. Like, did you enhance the product that you're on? WWE, anyone? Toni Storm on AEW. How much did you enhance your product? How much did you enhance it? Right. All right. Breakout star of the year, Kyle.
Yep. So for the nominees here, this is men and women, so it doesn't matter. It's obviously someone who just came in, maybe was known before too, but really had a year where you're like, wow, they're going to be a future person to keep an eye on. We have main event Jey Uso on this one as well. Chelsea Green makes another appearance on this list. Remember, she had been with WWE for a while, obviously been independence, TNA, all that stuff, and really had a big year this year, capping off with being the first ever U.S. Women's Champion. Tiffany Stratton on this list, former NXT champion, now obviously Money in the Bank holder for the women's side, could cash at any point. Bronson Reed, who had an unbelievable year. This guy didn't have a job a year ago.
Yeah.
And now he is possibly one of the brightest stars moving forward in WWE. Speedy recovery, Bronson, with your broken ankle, foot. Good God. Heard it was rough. And Ethan Page.
He lost his smile.
Yeah.
How about that?
Ethan Page on the list, a guy that came over from AEW this year and took NXT by storm, immediately got inserted into a NXT championship feud and won the title from Trick Williams. Was the champ when they moved originally to CW and lost, obviously, to Trick, with CM Punk as the guest referee. But what a year it's had been for Ethan Page. A guy that was pretty much an afterthought on AEW TV is now one of the guys they've circled and said he could be a future champion in WWE on the main roster.
Yeah. What a year he's had. Somebody said on social media that NXT Shawn Michaels, basically all it is just Shawn Michaels replaying his entire career. Booking, like,
they're not wrong.
They're not wrong. Honestly, it's kind of funny.
This is the sad category, unfortunately. This is, Double A's going to read the nominees here, the most disappointing star of the year in 2024. This list hurt to put together.
Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, MJF. That hurts.
It does.
MJF. Man, some of these really do hurt. LA Knight. Wyatt Six. Bailey. Those are the 5 nominees.
And some of these people, again, Mercedes Moné, a champion, but really underwhelming, not really drawing very well. Maybe had a
Remember,
match.
again, what we talked about a few moments ago, your role is to enhance the overall product.
And these are people that we all expected to be flag bearers, carriers of a company kind of level talent. LA Knight, obviously underwhelming U.S. title run. Where does he move forward now? MJF, I don't even know what he's doing right now. I think they had the Adam Cole thing for a while. I don't know if he's still doing that. What the hell is going on with him? We've talked about the Wyatt Six and some tough sledding for them. And Bailey won the championship at WrestleMania. But besides that, rough year.
Overcame the damage control thing.
Yeah, and then after damage control, been kind of directionless for the past 7 months.
Crazy.
8 months. Crazy to think where she came after having such a good start to the year. What the rest of the year entailed for, but losing matches to Chelsea Green on SmackDown.
Well, it's just overall, she's been. she's so popular, but it's just
it feels like
something's not clicking.
It feels like it's been a down year for Bayley, even despite the win at WrestleMania. Since then, these past 7-8 months, it felt really down for Bayley.
Again, we'll post all these on our social media channels.
So feel free to vote. Feel free to give us your takes as well. We'll take that into consideration too.
All right, we got 2 more.
Yes.
Best tag team.
We're giving tag team some love.
Yeah, how about this? So, you go ahead with this one.
Yeah, so the New Day are on this list. Now you can incorporate, obviously, the heel turn New Day into this as well. It's part of 2024. It was a hell of a segment, and it gave them new life. Judgment Day and their incarnation of JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Say what you will, they were tag champs for almost 200 days. So, I mean, they did hold the titles for a long time. I know, obviously, now titleless because of Damian Priest. But as a tag team, those two great chemistry. Obviously, Finn trained JD too, so they had that kind of group together as well. And Judgment Day always seems to be...
And you might hate JD. I understand when you watch him, but he can't go in the ring.
He definitely can.
He can go in the ring.
Bianca and Jade Cargill, they were 2-time women's tag champs this year. Kind of felt like it was a stopgap year between a feud, maybe between them. We assume Bianca is the one that attacked Jade, so we'll see how that goes down in 2025. But for now, a very successful year as a tag team for Bianca and Jade. DIY, fresh off a nut shot to the team below them. And another tag title reign for Do-It-Yourself, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Cleveland's own.
Yeah.
Even for that angle alone, Cleveland's own.
There you go. Got to cheat to win. And then the Motor City Machine Guns come into WWE. What a debut, obviously. It's only been a handful of months here. They obviously were working in TNA previously, storied, and they already became tag champs and have a feud now brewing with DIY for the future. So.
And we'll wrap with this. I know it's supposed to be 5 nominees.
We had
a discussion. Discussion. We'll talk more at the award show. Announcer of the year.
No low T.
Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Pat McAfee, Wade Barrett, Renee Paquette, and Jackie Redmond. Yes, I threw in 6. We had a discussion because I came up with this one. I initially left out Wade Barrett. You gave me a convincing argument about Wade Barrett, which I'm not going to dispute. It was convincing, carrying in a new play-by-play guy coming in and pretty much being asked to carry that show. We talked about the importance of a heel announcer in there. I threw in the women because even though they're not doing the play-by-play or the analysis, not only are they backstage, doing interviews. If it was just that would be it. But they both host kickoff shows for their respective promotions.
There are talking heads still in the company that obviously have more than just, we're interviewing people backstage. No offense to Kathy Kelly, but that's why you're not on the list.
Yeah.
Does a good job, but not announcer of the year type. Multiple hats. Jackie and Renee.
I'll add one other thing. If Samantha would have stayed with the company, we could have bent the rules here. But she wanted out. She was out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been.
That was it. And
because she was one of one.
Here is your winner.
Oh, Lillian. God.
That's what we got coming up. We just did the show.
Yeah.
This is the next show.
Yeah.
The award show coming up on next Thursday, right after Christmas. And then our town hall show. And then on January 9th, we are back to work fully reacting to the loaded Raw on Netflix, the very first episode. And then the 1-year anniversary show coming up on January 16th. Ooh, I forgot to take that out. Congrats, Tom. Thank you, B.A. Sweeties. Thank you, Mike from State Farm. Thank you, Megan from Omega Video Marketing. That's how you can follow us on social media. I got to change that slide, too. And that's it. We're done until the holidays. Enjoy our shows.
Until the holidays, until 2025. But you'll see us, obviously, here for the next week or so, too, with our awards show next week. Stroke me, stroke me.